Same attitude you know as the Boston Massacre. Now the Boston Massacre did not start over here, starting over there in front of the Customs House where the taxes, duties, and customs could be paid to the British government. Ironically, it is now Bank of America. And one of the 2,000 soldiers occupying the town of Boston is a man by the name of Private Hugh White. And Private White is guarding the Customs House when a teenage kid named Edward Garrick starts insulting a British officer across the street and calling him all sorts of names and things like that. So, Private White shouts at the kid from across the street, "Hey, you, leave that officer alone, that officer's a gentleman." So the kid crossed the street and got right in Private White's face and said, "No soldier of the 29th Regiment of Gentlemen." So now that he's insulted his regiment, Private White takes his weapon and with the butt of his musket,
Island's owned by the Curran family from Messina, New York. They have plans to build on the island in the coming years. That would be the first home built on the island in over 50 years, as well as the newest, largest island in the Thousand Islands. It's 8 miles long and 3 miles wide at its widest point. It does have a couple small villages on it, a couple golf courses, but it even has year-round residents. It's the United States Border Patrol. So you can see their headquarters for the region right here to our left. And if you wanted to see one of those large freighters at Lowe's, back in November of 1974, the 640-foot long Canadian ore freighter named the Roy A. Jodrey was traveling here through the Thousand Islands when it gashed a 75-foot hole in the hull of the ship. Because the ship was full of iron ore at the time, it sank in only 10 minutes with the lights on, but the entire crew survived. See, luckily for them, they only sank 30 feet off the dock of the United States Coast Guard station. So all they had to do is just swim over to this dock right here, sit on it, and then watch the ship go down. Now today the Jodrey sits 250 feet below the surface of the main shipping channel. It's a level 5 master class dive site, which makes it the toughest dive you can find in the Anglers. Beautiful property also came with 40 acres of land, and it does have year-round access via the Thousand Islands Bridge. Island right here to our left is Pullman Island, or Castle Rest. It was named for its first owner, George Pullman, who created the sleeper-style railroad car. He was actually the first millionaire to come here to the Thousand Islands and purchase an island. So a couple of his children went to St. Lawrence University, which is about an hour north of here. So he thought, why not buy the island, be a little bit closer to them. But even being closer to his kids, he found that the home hold those granite pillars in place. The newer addition right next to it was designed by a local architect firm. It actually won them a couple national awards. beautiful addition was completed in 2008, whereas the original home on the island was completed in the 1880s. Also here to our left is Friendly Island, or Dewey Island. Once owned by Paul Quackenbush, he was the founder of Empire Airlines, which is today part of American Airlines. He was the grandson of Henry Rareburn in the Thousand Islands, or more like spend their time in the mountainous region a little bit to the east of here, called the Adirondacks. Right here to our left is the Ulster Tower, the ping pong room, billiard joke, even a small drama theater. The building was designed to help George's children stay entertained while spending time on the island. The main castle here stands 6 stories tall, has 148 rooms, 30 bathrooms, and 32 fireplaces. It can comfortably fit 25 families of 4, each of those families with their own restroom and their own fireplace. But it even features 365 windows, one for every day of the year, and the first Otis elevator, an indoor, in-ground swimming pool located north of New York City. The last building here at the Daly Island is the Pump House, Powerhouse, or Clock Tower. Back in 1904, it housed a gas and a diesel generator. These generators put off enough power to not only power the castle and the other buildings here on Hart Island, but at the time it also could have powered the entire village.
Good morning. I saw you before, yeah?
China shut down the concentration camp
Cops and the Klan! Go hand in hand! Cops and the Klan! Go hand in hand! 3279, that's the badge number of Officer Hoover, who hit a dear friend of mine with his bicycle, right in the knee. You'll see the pictures of the bruises.
When he grows up, he wants
Well, maybe I'm more funniest than that.
he wants to be a clown.
He wants to be a clown. Does he? That's what I want to be when I grow up.
Don't ever grow up.
Yeah, I'm not going to grow up. Are you kidding me? Being an adult's not what's cracked up to be.
I'm gonna be a clown when I grow up.
Summer, and they have to cook that off to put it into jars. And that cooking creates a lot of heat. So the Amish have something called a summer kitchen that allows them to cook that food off and preserve it when it's hot out without heating. Farms are a name given by the Amish to anybody who's not Amish. They just call everybody English who's not Amish because most of us are English speaking people. It's just a term they use and it has no bad meaning to anybody. But it just makes it easier to describe. If it's not an Amish farm, it's an English farm. And I'm going to show you cultivate and plow his fields. A tractor, a diesel tractor. Look at the house. It's sort of modern looking compared to this. That is an old-fashioned Amish house. Look at the difference. It's plain gray, no shutters on the windows, just looks plain. You won't see any tractor around there. Oh, well, you might, but it's going to be horses because that's their tractor. The Amish farmer uses horses as tractors. And the modern English farmer uses a diesel tractor as a tractor. All right, well, I don't want to beat a dead horse. Never hear that saying before. Don't want to beat a dead. Okay, there's no dead horse. I don't want the kids to get all upset. Anyways, this is the Amish. Look at that. Amish school has outhouse bathrooms. They have one teacher usually, and they only go to 8th grade. 1st grade through 8th grade, and they're all in one building. Yes, all in one building. Now, a lot of people think that that's shocking, right? The Amish, all the kids go to school in one building? Well, guess what? My grandmother and my great-grandmother both went to one-room schoolhouses because in the United States, not all that long ago, every school throughout the entire United States were one-room schoolhouses. Check the history books. You'll see it wasn't that long ago. The modern school is actually a really recent invention. The modern school where all different grades go in different rooms. Oh, there's an Amish couple. They're getting ready to go away. Now, the Amish are Anabaptist Christians, but they do not use church buildings for church service. Every other Sunday, they take turns having church in each other's houses. They had church service there today. And see that white wagon there? See that white wagon? That's a bench wagon. Not. So the Amish, what they do is they share those bench wagons when they have special occasions like church service or a funeral or a wedding. Look at this nice modern Amish house. Now, when I say modern Amish house, I'm talking about how it looks. Because remember, no Amish houses have electricity. They don't have AC electric. They don't have air conditioning. So when I say modern, I mean just modern looking. See, notice they're using a turn signal? And those lights are run by batteries. Now I want you to look up here on the porch. See those scooters? A scooter is not a pedal bike. A scooter, you stand one foot on it and you use your other foot to push on the ground. They use scooters. Amish are not allowed to use pedal bikes. They would go too far out into the modern world. They could get in trouble on a pedal bike. Okay, I didn't make that up. I'm just dramatizing the idea that they believe that bikes are not a good thing to use, so they don't use them. They use scooters. Now, that buggy got across this highway pretty good, but I will tell you, there are times when there's accidents. This is when the modern world and the old-fashioned world clash, and it's usually when there's Amish that live on this side of the road that are going to visit family or friends that live on this side of the road. Now, this is Route 30. It's only supposed to be 35 miles an hour, but I guarantee you, sometimes they go 50, 60 miles an hour on this road. Church service, wedding, or a funeral, giving the sermon. And they are not paid. They're not paid, the ministers. That's the workhorses. That's the horses that plow the fields. They're a lot stronger than the horses that are pulling the carriage. They're usually mules or Belgian workhorses, and the horses that are pulling the carriages are usually either standard bred or thoroughbred horses. You can tell the difference. They're bred for two different reasons. Here's an Amish house right here. And believe it or not, that's an Amish house up on the hill there. That is an Amish house. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. Everybody duck. Everybody duck. We made it. Yay, we made it.
Didn't even duck.
No. You always got that one person that doesn't follow the rules. Okay, now I want to teach you something about the Amish. Now, that is an Amish farm, and that's an Amish house. Now, see this little brown building straight ahead here? Watch my fingers. Right here. See that building right up here by the tree?
I can't see it.
Okay, you'll see. I'll pull up right beside it.
That's an outlook house?
That is a telephone booth. Now, what is particularly funny about this telephone booth is its location. Because you could not make that telephone booth any further away from that house, right? It is as far away from the house as it could be. Now, there's a reason for that. Because they believe that they're being really, really conservative. In other words, they have that phone booth as far away from the house as it could possibly. In the summertime, she sits on the rocking chairs on the front porch. She's a reader. I see her out there reading all the time.
Would they read anything, or they have just?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what they read, but they would not be reading anything that would be considered objectionable. You know, I mean, they like to read a lot of different things. Now, this is not Amish here. That was a Mennonite girl. Somebody asked me about the Mennonites. Did somebody ask me about the Mennonites?
Yeah.
That was a Mennonite girl. Notice her dress had flowers on it. Oh, I wanted to tell you about the heat sources. Oftentimes in the winter, I'm professional. So what they do is they go to English doctors when they need help. Here's an Amish house. Here. this is an old one. Oh, there's a lot of Amish that live here. We got to keep our eyes open. There's a lot of Amish. There's a couple people that aren't Amish, and they're sort of easy to pick out. So let's see if we can pick out the people who are not Amish. How about these people? Think they're Amish? Yeah, of course not. Well, they could be Mennonite because some Mennonites drive. So, how about this place? Is he Amish? No. And he's not even Mennonite because I know who he is. He's not Mennonite.
So now you're kidding.
Huh?
I'm just kidding.
You're kidding about my kidding, which I'm kidding. You're watch and see how narrow this road gets down here. This is an old carriage trail that they turned into a road. Here's a roadside stand. They sell flowers out there during the week. And they're building a new garage there. Yeah, they're up here. Now, before we get to them, look off to the left here. There's a brown barn that they just built a couple months ago. That was built by an Amish barn building crew. Beautiful barn. Beautiful barn. Oh, this is a mother, a father, and a daughter, or maybe. Oh, they're coming back from dinner at somebody's trail.
Yeah.
It's a 2,200-mile trail that comes up the east coast of the United States. It actually comes up through Lancaster County, but you know what? The clouds are moving in. But way out there, as far as a little bit fancier looking than the old-fashioned houses. Here's an old-fashioned farm down here. House there. You would never know it at quick look, but it is. Oh, look. Is that the Amish neighbors talking to him? No, that's not the Amish neighbors.
English people.
English people.
English people.
What?
Look at the English people.
What about them? Oh, you're funny.
Take a picture.
You're funny. Yeah, you can take a picture of the English people. Go ahead. No problem. In fact, they might even pose. Hi. Oh, I'm running it. Hang on. Sorry. You still with me?
Yeah.
I already took too much time. We're going to be late getting back as it is. I don't.
So they're on bicycles, on scooters.
No, their son. Well, that make a nice picture behind those trees, right?
Wait.
It costs a lot of money to move water on a farm with a diesel motor because dairy cows can drink over 70 gallons of water a day during the heat of the year. Yeah, that one guy thinks he's a lot better than everybody, doesn't he? That is not an Amish cemetery, right? Because all this using that, when that wedding is done this week, they will disassemble that. They will load it onto wagons, and those horses will pull the wagons carrying that building to somebody else's house in the area that's going to have a wedding. They'll share that house, and then when that wedding's over, they'll tear it down and go and build it at somebody else's house. So you see, they're very, very efficient with sharing resources. The horse rail. That business, any business that has a hitching post or a horse rail to tie horses on, you know the Amish shop there. Because they need to tie their horses up, right? They can't hold their horse and shop in your store or restaurant. Look behind, see it? That's a horse garage. Because Katie's Amish. When Katie comes to work, she comes on a horse and carriage. But Katie's kitchen.
Make the raindrops larger than normal sized raindrops so they show up clearly on screen. If you ever watch a sporting event at home and there's a rain delay, you're like, it's not that bad, go out and finish the game. That's regular rain. Doesn't show up too well, and make it Hollywood size so you get the full effect. And sometimes if you make your demonstration go on a little too long, you get a little bit of a build up, like this one, heading down the hill towards our trail right now. So watch out for the flash flood, everybody. The result of thousands of gallons of water being pumped down the hill with recycled all the way up to the top. Old Mexico is where they filmed for comedy classics like Three Amigos with Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Chevy Chase, as well as Big Adventure. Well, he had a lot of guts to be out there, ladies and gentlemen. And there they are. That's gross. We should be fine as long as everyone remains seated. I see you there in car 2. Thank you. Yeah, stay seated and stay out of the water. We should be fine. We're going to hide right here behind these drums of flammable gasoline.
Awesome.
Much safer right here. I got a theory that maybe we could test. I'm seeing a chain reaction form. All we need is, there we go. My theory goes that sharks don't like fire. Fire doesn't mix well with water. Sharks live in water. It kind of tracks in a weird sort of way.
That's scary. I didn't see that coming.
All right, everybody, let's give it up for Bruce, the mechanical shark from the hit film Jaws. Ladies and gentlemen, King Kong.
Roman Pierce, FBI, don't move. That's right, party's over.
You know how long I took to iron this shirt, man? I'm not.
You're under arrest right now.
Ladies, let's back up a little bit. Got it. Slightly. First of all, I don't work for you.
Oh, really? Well, tell me, Roman, who do you work for?
We don't work for nobody. I suggest you clear out of here, otherwise we can't guarantee your safety.
Guarantee my safety? I'm the one holding the gun.
Yeah, but mine's a whole lot bigger than yours. Hobbs, escort this novice out. Let's go, Cookie Puss. You got an ugly suit on, man. It's cheap.
Somebody out there really pissed off Shaw. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Yeah, don't worry. Lucky for you, our whole family will protect you.
Are you kidding me, Roman? You didn't shut off your phone, bro?
I gotta call you back. I'm in the middle of this.
See what I'm talking about?
Call you back. It was on vibrate. Shaw traced us. Hobbs can't hold him forever. Letty, Roman, we're up. Try to remove that vehicle.
And flowing with maple syrup, I love it. It's wonderful. I hope you brought me some. Did you happen to bring any? Next time, that's okay. Yeah, well, I have waffles ready for you next time, too. Yeah, you know, because I'm out right now. Cheers!
What? That was weird. Did you guys see that? All right. Hey, man. Hey, do it again. This time, change it up. Do something different. Don't throw buckets, though. We don't want to do that. Okay? Okay.
Helen! Save! Hurry, come help me!
Okay! Look at you! Oh, it's good to see you alive! Where have you been?
Feast your eyes on this.
Whoa. It's pure dirt. How did you come by this?
I've been to dry land.
Oh, hey, dry land's a myth. You know that.
No, it's not a myth. I've been there. It's our salvation. We can all start new lives on dry land, but we have to hurry. The deacon and his smokers are.
Seaplane! Helen, they got a seaplane! I don't see it. Hey! Where is it? It's coming from the south! There it is!
Breach to the wall!
Got a breach! AMAC, load it up! Yeah! Now's the time to use it! Get to the gate! I got these two! Come on up! I'm not second kid!
Yeah, go get her! Run him into the wall! Brother, where are you going? The Mariner's right there! I've got one eye, I can see that! Big man! When I keep the signal, I want you to tear his head off!
Have a Merry Christmas Day. Find a broomstick in your stocking. See the magic on display. Join the owls' joyous flocking on this Merry Christmas Day.
Merry Christmas, 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 Merry Christmas.
I want the what?
What do you want?
You want the what?
That's sweet old.
You want the refill on your Coke there? You go to Snack Bar.